leaders lead different ways. Like I want our players to be as authentic to themselves as possible. This is what we do to find out who's going to be our captains, our leaders. Anybody that wants to be a captain must let us know. That's one. Raise your hand. Okay. After you raise your hand, we figure out how many people want to be leaders, and we bring them up to the room, right? And our entire program, that's everybody, players, coaches, support staff, we're all in one room. And we basically ask them why they want to be leaders. They got to answer them. And then we just fire off different questions to them. We set up hypothetical situations and how they would handle certain things. And then after that, we take a vote on who would best represent our team as a leader. And I think from those answers and how they interact with everybody in our in our program, they're the ones that stand out, and they're the ones that end up being our leaders. And we allow them to lead in their own way. Like I tell our leaders, pretty much don't come to me until there's something that you can't handle. Like you got to exhaust different ways of leading through problematic issues. And then when you've exhausted everything and you can't do anything, come to me, and then we'll work some things out. And I'll maybe give you another way to approach it. Like I want them to work it out. Our captains and leaders spend most of the time, most of the day in the dorms or apartments with their teammates. So I don't know what's going on there. They know what's going on. So I just tell them to work it out. And the biggest thing that we do talk about is communicating, like getting ahead of problems. Like if my barometer of success or failure is it has a certain look, sound, or feel. Like and use that as your moral barometer. Like if we're practicing and I hear one of our players say something derogatory to another teammate or coach, or just out, it'll make my face scowl. And I'm either going to say something, which I usually do. I'm usually going to say something. I'm going to hit it right when it happens. So, because it made me adjust. It made me adjust to my face, adjusted to what was said. And I'll address it. Just like if I hear something that's super positive, it'll make me smile. And I'll stop practice and I was like, hey, what'd you just say? I'll make them repeat it, and I'll make them repeat it again. And I'll tell them, this is what we want. This is how to be a great teammate. This is the kind of behaviors that we need to continue displaying. And that's it. It's look, sound, or feel. If something makes you pause, you got to act on it. You can't let it continue, because they're going to think that's the norm, and that's not the norm. So I think that's how we.